The Ethical Fashion Room podcast is about exploring sustainability and ethical production from an inside industry perspective. Come and join us as we share insights and knowledge so you can make an informed decision when creating your sustainable label. Meet our host, Edwina Huang.
This month's special from our EFR, the feature is me. Oh God, yes, it's me. So today I'm going to answer questions from my team to present company called PHOENXT. Ask is, how did I started PHOENXT? I think that actually goes back into a bit of a story. So once upon a time, yes, no, I'm not gonna go that far, but I do distinctly remember when I was working in corporate, that's probably reviewing my age, back in, I'm gonna use the years instead, back in, how many years was that? 2026, I think. I mean, I was working in an FMCG company and I was able to witness how they actually turn a plastic bottle unheard of. At that time, it was unheard of. And, little that I came from, the small country like Australia, nobody even know what recycled fabric is. I also have the biggest female problem that everyone have. And that is, oh my God, I have no clothes to wear. And I open a wardrobe, poof. I came from a commerce background. I did not know how. So to start that, it actually was a journey. I mean, you won't go from here to here. It's like an entrepreneur journey. Usually is where you go from here, then you here, and then you go here. So I started out from corporate, which is here, and then I started Vivify, and then I started PHOENXT. Enabled me to start in PHOENXT, I was literally see through and be in the industry of sustainable fashion, which doesn't exist at the time when I first started. Then I see through, okay, it is possible. And what actually was much more reinforcing and much better at the time is that even customers that I was working with reinforced the need of recycled material. They goes, hey, can you actually recycle the offcuts coming out from me, and then or maybe my customer come back and give us the old clothes, can you then recycle it? So that is essentially how how the whole process validated, because it was so frequently asked by our customers. It's like it get into your head and you get into your head and you get into your head and you can't get it out of your head anymore. The answer for question. For the second one, ask, how does search for PHOENXT? So I guess it comes back to the concept about starting a recycled technology, and that was actually not available before. So if you think about it, where our actual production right now is a linear approach. From here, starting off as a fabric away, right? But between the waste and loop it back into this is exactly what PHOENXT, perception about circularity. How can we take this waste back and then repurpose it and reprocess it so that it became the raw material, beyond just, scientific. It's gonna be market demand. So it's not like even you have the know-how, if the market is not there, nobody understand what you're thinking, and then they think that you are insane. Just like Nikola Tesla back in the day thinking about Wi-Fi before Wi-Fi was even available. So circularity, it really means that we build that infrastructure so that we enable the textile waste, or what we call as the feedstock, loop it back and reproduce to make in the make as a recycled fiber to make clothing like what we wear today, right? Easy. How do you use recycled material to be more sustainable in design? So in terms of sustainability in design, it's very important. I mean, if you guys are, starting a small brand, sustainability, literally, it just start off with, using the right material, using recycled material, organic material, or natural material. This is really, really important, right? I'm not going to go so much in depth what these materials are. I bet you understand what it is. But in terms of, sustainability in design, not only you as you go further in your journey building your sustainable company, you have to start thinking, okay, not only I have to use sustainable material, but how do I become more sustainable as a company? So you think about packaging, you think about delivery, then you also think about how do I reduce the waste, right? So when it comes down to recycled material, how do you use recycled material to be more sustainable? Is then, I think it comes out in a couple of aspects. Using recycled material at the moment in the market right now, what you see, all the recycled polyester available are mostly made out of mechanical recycling, which is, I think I used a very interesting example the other day. Imagine if you're German, you eat Spätzle. If you're Asian, you eat noodle, okay? So think about a dough that is actually made, and then in order for you to make Spätzle or noodle, you put the dough in this pressing machine, right? So you press it in and then the noodle comes out. This is kind of like a mechanical, a production as well, because for recycled polyester, that's essentially how it kind of create the hot PET that actually go through the extruder and then, press it down and become this really fine thread, right? So that's really clear. But to use the recycled material, it's actually much more sustainable already, because recycled PET can actually save up to 30% or more than 30% CO2. Why? Because big factories at the moment that actually manufacturing recycled polyester yarns, they did the test, they did the life cycle assessment and actually compare, the same production process, you are making a normal virgin polyester versus recycled polyester is producing less CO2, is obviously because you are turning petrol into PET. But this is like you literally take the plastic bottle into PET fiber again, or recycled polyester. In terms of fabric, it's much similar, because fabric, like this fiber is already like a textile fiber, is already in the form of PET. So you don't need to turn, PET to another chemical compound. You're just turning PET back to PET. Whereas the previous version, as a virgin material, is less sustainable. So this is as easy as recycling the material, using existing material. It's much easier, so that it's much more sustainable in the actual production. Obviously, you still have to go through certain things such as, dye and everything. But every step of the way, the industry is trying to make it much more sustainable. For example, using sustainable dye. For example, when it comes down to, country make, they have a better system to eliminate the waste. And now we even talking about chemical recycling this way. So, this is exactly what the industries are doing and changing. Then the next question.